Hey y'all, what's up?
Hey.
What's up, YouTube family? Look, today is another adventure. So what we're gonna do today is gonna be Terry and Nikki's gumbo.
Yes.
You know,
So,
what you gonna say?
no, I said yes. Terry is making some gumbo and I'm excited. So I can't wait to get this gumbo going.
Yeah, and this gumbo is gonna be a little different. I'm, hey, I eat gumbo, but I'm not from New Orleans. But I got some family down that way, so New Orleans family don't hate on me. Just congratulate me. That's what I say. You know,
It's going to be some gumbo with a twist.
Gumbo with a twist.
So this is going to kind of be maybe what we would call like I don't know if you want to call it a seafood gumbo
Let's just say Terry and Nikki gumbo East Coast
there
style.
we go. There we go.
You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Hey y'all, okay, look, we're gonna do this Terry and Nikki gumbo. All right. So a lot of people been asking me about gumbo and different stuff. So okay, me and Nikki decided today is the day that we gonna do it. So I got my cup, I got me something to drink. I got hibiscus tea today. Shouts out to everybody who drank hibiscus tea. So, we ready to get started. Got my knife out, and I'm gonna tell you one thing about gumbo. You gotta have the okra on the gumbo. But for my lovely wife Nikki, I'm cooking the gumbo, and I'm gonna have okra cooked on the side, and then I'm gonna add it to my portion of the gumbo. And then you gotta have celery. You gotta have the green peppers, and the purple onion I use because I don't like yellow onion that much. So I'm gonna get started, y'all. I'm gonna cut it up. Um, I already washed everything off, but I'm gonna just deseed, take it out. We're gonna get it going. All right. And one thing too, a little history about gumbo is you got to have okra because okra is gumbo comes from a West African word, you know, comes from West Africa. So you got to have some okra with your gumbo. If not, I feel like you just making soup. If you're just making soup, fine, just call it soup. But I think you got to have the okra up in there. All right. So, you got to take the seeds out. And what they say in New Orleans, and I seen a lot of people who cook the okra and make the gumbo. They got to have the okra. They got to have celery and onion. They call it Trinity, Holy Trinity, something like that. So I got everything out. Got that. And shouts out to Livingstone too. I'm representing. Got my Livingstone Blueberry alumni stuff on. This is an older shirt, but I always got to represent. So cutting everything up, and normally I don't do what I'm doing today with this gumbo. I just want to do something a little different. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a secret out. Should I go ahead and tell them?
Tell them.
All right. Today I'm adding butter beans because my lovely wife loves butter beans. So I'm gonna add the butter beans to the gumbo. But then I got a little secret. I'm using smoked turkey necks. And I'm gonna bring them over. We'll walk over there shortly so you can see them. And I'm making my own broth. I see some people, and I heard some people. I ain't calling no names, but we got some good gumbo makers in my family. But I gonna make my own. I'm gonna make my own roux. I'm gonna make my own roux. Roux is just a cup of flour and a cup of oil. Put it together, put it in the pan. I season mine a little bit and just let it cook till it gets brown. Gets brown just like me and Nikki. You know, what I'm gonna do now is make the roux. It's real simple, real classic, but I do some stuff a little bit different. I gonna add some secret New Orleans season that I use that I kind of made up myself. So I add that into the pot first. Get it cooking a little bit so it releases the flavor. That's just a little secret I'm telling you. And then classic move, I use some vegetable oil. Supposed to be a cup of vegetable oil. So a cup of vegetable oil going in along with my seasoning. You see that? Yeah, it looks like a lot of oil, but by the time it cooks and we add the flour, stuff is not gonna really be that much. All right. Then I got a cup of flour already here. So get my spoon. Get my spoon already. Now start adding my flour so it can cook all together. And then as it cook, I'm gonna keep stirring it. And like I said before, it's got to get brown like me and Nikki. Once it gets brown like me and Nikki, then the roux is ready. And then after that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and add my cut vegetables that my sous chef is gonna cut up for me. Yeah, Nikki's my sous chef for the day for this Terry and Nikki gumbo. You know, so I'm adding the flour in. I'm gonna go ahead and start stirring it in. I'm stirring it in. Turn my heat down a little bit. I don't want it to get brown too quick. I want it to be a smooth consistency. Switch out. I feel a little heat. I'm gonna switch out for a little longer.
So Terry, I got a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
What inspired you to make this gumbo?
Well, one thing is, I got an uncle who always made gumbo for Thanksgiving. My uncle Reg always made gumbo for Thanksgiving. So I shouted him out. And then you know, just wanting to do something different. I know I made yak before, so I figured that this time I'm gonna do something that my people used to seeing, my family members used to seeing, and then I know my wife likes gumbo too, but she likes the butter beans, and butter beans gonna give it a little more gravy feel too, and the okra part is what I love, so I'm gonna put that in on the end of it.
So okra just a little too slimy for me. That's the only thing. But is this, since Uncle Reggie was your inspiration behind this, is this gonna be like his recipe that you're using?
Nah.
Or are you just kind of taking his recipe and kind of tweaking it some? The taste that you get from when you are eating it, what you said, you know how we have it every Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well, I'm tweaking it because it's not gonna taste like Uncle Reggie's on. I'm tweaking it because, you know, I'm adding some stuff to it that that we like and what we gonna try. Okay. We still gonna have the shrimp in there, and I'm gonna add, you know, I already added some of my spices that I put in here. Okay. And then, you know, of course, the butter beans gonna give you that flavor, a different flavor.
Did the Uncle Reggie put butter beans in his?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Not I used his recipe before. No. So I'm just making it off of my top of my head some of the stuff I already did. I used to make that veggie gumbo.
Yeah.
But this time we doing something different.
Okay. Okay.
Doing something different.
Okay. All right. So I guess once you master this, maybe Thanksgiving, you might have to just take a cup.
Share it with the family.
Yeah, for Uncle Reggie and the family to taste
Yeah, I might do that.
and get to be able to see not necessarily a competition unless y'all wanted to have one.
No. I
But
don't want to do
yeah,
no
yeah,
competition.
because his is like everybody. We look forward to Uncle Reggie's gumbo, but where
What?
Thanksgiving you could just take him some. It don't have to be the whole family, but you can, if this is what you think that Uncle Reggie would say is good,
Yeah, well,
then
what I figure we gonna do, I just take him some gumbo, let him taste it, let him,
let him put the approval on it.
yeah, let him give me some ideas of what he think of it. All right, y'all. Okay, so you see it, it's chocolate just like me and Nikki. I'm gonna cut the heat down a little bit, but we're now with the seasoning and everything. We're gonna go ahead and add in the vegetable. That's the celery,
Good.
green pepper, and onion, and the seasoning, special blend of seasoning. Now, I'm gonna cut it down, I'm gonna stir it in, and then we're gonna add, look at that, y'all.
That looks good.
That's right there. I think my folks in the NO New Orleans put a little more seasoning. I think they would be happy with seeing me do this. Hey, fam, my New Orleans, Louisiana family, my Baton Rouge family, all y'all down there, let me know what you think in the comment. Let me know what you think in the comment if you think I'm doing it right. And then on top of that, I'm gonna let this cook down, and then I'm gonna add some stewed tomatoes in here also and let it cook down. I just love that brown chocolate looking consistency. Shouts out to the sous chef. Shouts out to Nikki. I appreciate all your help with this Terry and Nikki gumbo.
You're welcome.
Hey, ain't nothing but love. I ain't got my love for you, baby. All right, so now
give me a kiss.
we still recording. She trying to give me kisses, y'all. But you look, I just got turkey necks. These are turkey necks. Okay, so these, I'm sorry. Get back focused. These are turkey necks. I got a little excited. These are turkey necks that I use to make the broth, and it's gonna add flavor and it's gonna be meat because it's falling off the bone. I'm gonna put these back in the refrigerator. I use them for something that's cooking. And then here go one of the secret weapons that all for Nikki. The butter beans. All right. I'm not gonna put the butter beans in there yet. I'm gonna wait for a minute. All right. But I got the tomatoes are already right here. And I got a little secret in here. I put in here. I got some jalapeno in here just to give it a little more flavor. Because we all about building flavor. All right. So, but while that's all this coming together, follow me. I want to go over here and I'm gonna bring it to you. What we have here is a shrimp devine. Now this is how the shrimp peeler works. It's a little red thing. You run it on the back side, not where the legs at, right? And then I learned a trick from my cousin Skip. He said, "Hey, look, take and squeeze the tail. See a little thing on the tail? You squeeze the tail, and then when you run it through, it's gonna devein and peel at the same time, and you get to keep that little end part. You get to keep the little part. Oh, I broke it off, but you get to keep the little part, and then you see right there, you got it's the vein. All right. So y'all, I'm gonna do one more time while we got our stuff bubbling together. Cause one thing about most people when they do the gumbo, it's just like a one pot a meal. You know what I'm saying? But for me, because I'm making my own stock and everything, I got 2 pots, and I want my flavor from the smoked turkey necks to come on through there, and it will. All right, so that's how you use the shrimp peeler. You know. All right, so we'll keep it moving. Now I'm gonna go back over here. Look in the pot. Just want to look at it. See how everything coming together? Look at that. Now everything soft. It's soft. Right? It's soft. That's what you want. But I don't want it to be mushy. I just want it soft. So now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and add my tomatoes in. I'm gonna add my tomatoes in, and it's all gonna cook down. Yeah, cause I look at that, y'all. I add my tomatoes right on in. Let them cook down. And I like my stuff to be, some people want their gumbo a little different. I like for my stuff to be chunky so you can kind of pick what you want, what you don't want, you just don't get. Because it's going to be a big pot. Not a huge pot. If I was feeding like Thanksgiving dinner or feeding like 30 people, but just going to be enough for a couple people. Nikki, myself, and we got a couple friends that we're gonna share it with. So I ain't wanna do no big stock pot. All right. So now I got tomatoes in there and jalapeno.
The questions here.
Go ahead.
So those tomatoes that's right here, that's kind of like whole. How's that gonna work? Are they gonna?
They gonna cook down.
They gonna cook down, so you won't even be able to see them.
No, you better see them. I cut them up a little bit.
Okay.
With my spoon here.
Okay.
But I want you to be able to see them because I don't want it just to be like a broth soup. Mm-hmm. I want it to be thick, so you can kind of pick around. You say, "Oh, that's tomato. I don't want a tomato." Mm-hmm. So then you get something else. Then. All right.
Okay.
So that's just how I do it. Some people might do it differently. Mm-hmm. And then there's nothing left. Oh, let me show y'all this. I did a demonstration on the shrimp, so we got your shrimp here. Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm gonna wash these other 3 and add it to it. But then also we're gonna top it with a little bit of crab meat. A little bit of crab meat. So you think about it, it's gonna be real meaty and heavy. And I might do a pot of rice, I might not. But it's gonna be
Why wouldn't you do the pot of rice? I think
yeah, well, I'm gonna do the rice because some people might want rice, but I'm gonna do the turkey necks. You're gonna have the shrimp in there, the crab, and then you have the butter beans. So it's gonna be hearty and with the vegetables. And then you got the okra too. Okay. So it's gonna be hearty. Okay. All right.
All right.
All right. Look, I want you to see this. This is the secret. One of the secret weapons you always gotta use. Filet. It goes in the gumbo. So I only use a teaspoon. Not a table, but teaspoon. This is a secret weapon I put in there. And that's what it calls for. I always put it in my gumbo. So put a teaspoon of this in and give you that New Orleans taste. All right, maybe a little more.
Are you going for a New Orleans taste, or you just going for a gumbo taste?
Well, I'm going for a gumbo taste.
Because you saying South.
You know? Yeah, I'm giving you a gumbo taste because this is certain tradition they always use, and then also I add just for a little kick, just a little. I don't even measure this. Just a little bit. There you go, just a little bit, and then also, because I'm trying to be healthy. Dash. So I put a little bit of Mrs. Dash in there. Shout out Mrs. Dash. If you need me to do a commercial, Terry and Nikki is here for that. What you think about that, Nikki?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Let me see what type of Miss Dash you got.
Yeah, the original.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And then moving on, we have the shrimp already done. You remember we showed you how to peel them. So shrimp can go in last. But now.
What about our rice? Is that boiling yet?
No, we don't have the rice. We're going to cook the rice a little bit
Last.
later.
Okay.
A little bit of rice is easy to cook, y'all. I'm gonna give you another secret with rice. 2 cups of water, 1 cup of rice. Get your rice, get your water boiling really hot in the water.
Okay.
I believe you should wash your rice first. Once you wash your rice, drain it, get all the water off, pick through, make sure you ain't got nothing that ain't supposed to be in there.
Okay.
Then get your rice, your water boiling, 2 cups of water boiling. You can season as you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Put your rice in, let it boil for like 5 minutes. Move it off the eye and keep it covered. Keep it covered, y'all. You got to keep your head covered. You know what I'm saying? It's like the wintertime. Keep your head covered.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add my turkey necks and broth straight out of the pot into the pot of gumbo.
Oh wow, all of that?
All that because
Oh my gosh. Okay.
it's gonna make the liquid we need for the soup.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be thick.
Soup?
Yeah, with gumbo. You know, gumbo is a type of soup.
Okay.
You don't think so?
I don't know. I'm not.
Okay.
I never made gumbo. What? Oh wow.
That's the flavor. We want the flavor.
Okay.
All right. So now we got that. Now I'm move that to the back.
Okay. Can we use that pot that's got a little bit of juice in it to make the rice?
It's not really no juice. I ain't leave no juice in there.
Mm.
So it's gonna cook down. We're gonna have to let this cook down for quite some time.
Okay.
You know, I like mine to cook down for about 30, 40 minutes, really. So, you know, that thickness still. You see that? You see how you see all the tomatoes, the green peppers, the onions, you see all that in there? And it looks good. And then, got that going. It's still going. And I'm going to add the last secret ingredients. And then I'm going to cook mine. I'm doing it different. Hold on, I'm moving too much. I got my okra here, so I'm gonna season my okra with more of my special seasoning I got. I might start selling that seasoning. It's so good. But anyway, I'm gonna season my okra and I'm gonna fry them over here. But before that, I gotta add Nikki's love for butter beans up in here and let them cook. You know what I'm saying? So we got the butter beans. Go in there and smell. I wish y'all could smell this.
It does smell good.
I wish y'all could smell
Hey,
this.
why do you think you like to cook so much?
Why I like to think I don't like to cook so much? Because growing up, coming from a big family, and we always had good food. My mom, my dad, you know, mom really, they all cook good food. And I like to eat. You know, I ain't no little guy. So I think that's what happened. Okay. And I like to see the response to people when they get good food. You know, when somebody takes some good food and when they want to take food home. Okay. You know, that's how you know your food good. When somebody want to take food home, then that must mean it's good. Because sometimes you get people who, hey, they eat and they gone. They don't ask for no go box.
They leave some on a plate.
They leave it on the plate.
All right, what you got there?
Just a little bit of bay leaf.
Okay.
Just a little bay leaf. I'm giving away too many secrets. Some stuff I ain't gonna tell y'all guys though because I just can't tell you. All right. And we also once it get done, we gonna add at the very last end. We gonna add a crab meat on top of it. We got a can of crab right here.
And so we heard that the best part is to do what? Claw meat.
Yeah, claw meat. Now some people want that what's the other meat?
The lump crab.
The lump crab. Because I like the claw meat, but it seems like the claw meat give you that taste, that really, really crabby seafood taste. All right. So
the claw meat mixed with the shrimp.
Yeah, with the shrimp.
Kind of pairs perfectly.
Yep. So I'm gonna put the claw meat, the shrimp can go in a little while because y'all, it takes a little while for this to cook, and I don't want my shrimp to cook so much. Like this right here is gonna take about like I said, like 30, 40 minutes. So I don't want to put the shrimp in now. I want to put the shrimp in like the last 10 minutes with the crab meat. So then when you get your bite and you get into that thing, you're going to taste the seafood. And then on the back end, you're going to taste that smoke from the turkey neck. And all that seasoned together with a little bit of spice. And then if you want to heat it up, son, this is whatever hot sauce you lose. But this is my hot sauce. I like. You see how much I got left. Louisiana, holla at me. Let me do this commercial. Y'all stop playing with me. Anyway, but you gonna use that, or you can add a little more cayenne pepper or whatever spice it up you want to. All right, so now y'all, so as you see, the star of the show is the okra. The okra is the star of the show. I told you, here's your okra. So what I'm doing is searing my okra on the side to go into the gumbo. In some cases, I would actually blend okra up and put it in here too. But I just want to do a twist. So I want to get my okra crispy and put it into the gumbo. And that way you got an option. You know what I mean? It's an option so you have a little more bite. You still get the slimy of the okra, but you get the bite on the okra too. Y'all have to try it this way. You cook it down. I re-season my okra too. So I just get them a little crispy. And then by the time, I'm going to pull them off. And then by the time the gumbo's in this pot, then I can add it in. Or you can add how much you don't. You can add it to something else. Or you can top it. You know, you give it that restaurant look. You know. And then, look at that. And y'all, okra is really healthy for you too. Really healthy for you. You look at the nutritional value of okra. Some people say okra helps fight cancer and different stuff. But we'll put the description of the recipe, total Terry and Nikki Gumbo. Terry and Nikki Gumbo, we'll put it in the description for y'all too.
Maybe.
Some stuff we ain't gonna give you though. Because like, I can't give you the secret of my seasoning, right? And then also, guys, if you like to, sometimes I put garlic in mine, but I'm trying not to put garlic in everything. It's healthy for you, but you don't want it in everything. You don't want everything to taste the same. All right, so now we get to do the final phases. We add in the seafood, y'all. You see how dark, you see the butter beans, you see how the turkey necks, smoked turkey necks in there, you see all the parts. So you see how it's bubbling. That's the real deal right there. So now we got this East Coast shrimp going in. This is the final stage, y'all. Put the shrimp in, because shrimp don't take that long to cook. You know, shellfish cooks pretty fast. So, because one thing about our gumbo, Terry and Nikki Gumbo, we want you to get the gravy, the juices from the gumbo. We want you to get it in every bite. We don't want you to getting it. You be like, man, I ain't even got no meat. I ain't got no shrimp. Then the shrimp gonna give it flavor too. Now I did one like this before, and I use shrimp broth. I made my own shrimp broth with the shells, but not today. Now you got that in there like that. Look at that. Look at all this meat, butter beans. Then you got your shrimp, which is gonna cook pretty fast. And I don't like for my shrimp to shrivel all up into nothing. So you got all that in there. Now, this is gonna take it over the edge. So some of you people gonna be like, man, you gonna make me gain weight, right? Now, I will put a half a can of crab in here, but we can go ahead in. Look at that. See all that crab meat, all that. This right here is a real deal meal. Real deal. We already got the rice ready too. Then I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of it in there. You want me to put the rest in there, Nikki?
Go for it.
Ain't no need playing with it.
Mm-mm.
We gonna do it. This ain't a meal we eat every day, and this ain't a meal we gonna. But for the day, you got. So this is what we got, y'all. You got crab, shrimp. You got turkey necks, and then on the very top of the end, we got the okra. We're gonna put the okra in there.
Let's see that okra.
So you gonna be able to see the okra. It ain't gonna just cook and be mush. Now sometimes I will blend and make okra like a paste and add to it, but not today. I want you to be able to see it. See how the okra look?
Ooh.
Right? So you got the okra. I'm gonna cut some of it up, put it right on top. I'm gonna plate it for you so you'll see at the very end. Then we got the rice. That's it, y'all. That's it. So next time you see me, and next time you see Nikki, we'll have the plate right out there for you so you'll see it. Now, I don't know, one thing I always think about. Now, we done been to New Orleans. We've been a lot of places, and we ate gumbo a lot of places. And I always say, if I could taste it, I can cook it. So I challenge anybody. Nah, I'm just joking. But no, I can taste it, I can cook it. So peace and blessings. We'll see y'all in a second when we plating the food eating. So here we go. It's done. I got my rice out. I got my gumbo. Look at that. You see the turkey neck. You see this crab meat. Then you got the butter beans and the shrimp. And I gotta have a little bit on my rice. But I like that C shape like that. And then I just wanted to go around. Then y'all, another step that I'm gonna do with my okra, just cut a little bit so it'll be on top. Cause I love okra. I eat okra a lot. Actually, we grow okra sometime too, but I want it to look a little high end, like you at a restaurant. My wife says sometimes I'm a little bougie with the food, but you know, I want it to look like that. So now you got your okra in there. That's beautiful right there. That's action. And I just leave a little opening like that because I like to drag my food around and play with it and all that. But I'm gonna do a little bit more juice on top. Yo, so that's my big boy gumbo, Terry and Nikki gumbo. And then if my lovely wife, her plate. What y'all think? Let me know in the comment what y'all think. Let me know what you think. That's so again, let me run it by you again. That's butter beans, smoked turkey necks, crab meat, and shrimp. Y'all, I wish you could just smell it because you smell the smoke from the smoked turkey necks opposed to the sizes or whatever you have. But you got to have the okra. And then for me, just me, and Nikki might do it too. I don't know. What you think, Nikki? You gonna add hot sauce to yours?
Maybe.
Yeah, I like to hit a little hot sauce because I want mine to be spicy. All right. That's it, y'all. Hey, see you next time. If you could taste it, you can eat it. And always remember, yeah, life is about adventures and having fun. So this is an adventure. You know, last time we did, I cooked yak. This time we got the gumbo. Terry and Nikki, East Coast gumbo. All right, peace and blessings.